All right, we live. Let's check this out real quick and see how we sound. Give me a second. Let's check this out real quick. All right, it sound good. Thank you for that. So what's going on, everybody? Gonna start this stream up today and have a conversation with y'all. Put my little phone over here so I can kind of look at the screen here. Well, we got the second day of the new year. We here doing another stream, and that we want to, of course, review some content, and let's build on what we're going to review. We know this 2024 election is coming up very soon, much sooner than later. And there are going to be a lot of things being said to you, a lot of things being done. So you need to understand the topic that we're about to go into today. And of course, you know, the Democrat Shields is not going to like this particular subject matter because we're going to take it to a different level than most of the time they don't want you, especially Democrats, don't want you to take it to understand the tactics and manipulation, et cetera, they use to try to get people to vote for black people. And that's why you get nothing out of it, because it was all through, you know, dark psychology. So we'll, you know, give people time to get in the room, just check in with everybody here. You know, people still telling people Happy New Year, you know, and that's beautiful. Outside of that, you know, the weather here, at least in the Houston area, is pretty good today. I like it when it's cool like this because I know right around the corner we're going to be back to them 100-degree temperatures, 100% humidity, and I'm not looking forward to that, not at all. I'm looking, you know, that's the only thing I hate about down here sometimes is that we don't have the complete 4 seasons, and when it do get, you know, a little colder here, it don't last as long, or if any. You know, this is the kind of place that you could be freaking in shorts year round, you know, not like, let's say you go someplace like Chicago and you get that cold wind and some of the snow and all that. They actually have 4 seasons up there, but down here, no. And as I get older, I kind of get aggravated with that because sometimes, look, I'm sick. At times I get to my point, I'm sick of the heat. I don't want to be around the heat sometimes. I actually want not to be ice cold, because when I went up to, well, not last year, year before last, when I went up there to Rhode Island and Massachusetts area and saw how cold they got, that's when they had that big shutdown of all the flights and all of that. I realized my limit with temperature is 20 degrees Fahrenheit. That's my limit. Anything under 20, I definitely don't like it. Under 10, yeah, I'm not leaving the house because I caught the flu going up there. Boy, that one night we went out and it was 9 degrees that night. Now, I'm not used to no 9-degree weather. No. I mean, just being real, black folks are built for the heat. We're not built for the cold. Sorry, we just not. And boy, I went breathing in that air and I said, ooh, this cold air I'm breathing in, it's not gonna be good. And boy, it wasn't long. I got sick. Oh, what happened? I got the flu. My wife got pneumonia. Go figure at the same time. Oh, no. Like I said, I don't want to freeze. Listen to me. My best temperatures, what I like, let me tell you my temperatures, what I like. About 30, maybe between 30, 35 degrees in the morning, and maybe about 50, you know, maybe about 50, 55 as a high. My perfect weather, like if it could stay like this all year round, would be clear, sunny, maybe 73, 72 degrees as a high, and maybe about 55 as a low in the morning. That's my perfect weather. Like if you told me year round, what would you like? I would like that weather right there and stay there. You said that what was the odds? Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, we both got it. Well, the same thing when we had the virus, she got the virus, then everybody got it because my grandson was tested, he had it. But we found out she's the one that had it first. Then everybody got it. It was at the same time. But yeah, but the kids didn't get sick. No, they did get sick a little later. But yeah. I just noticed, it's weather not for me. Because when it's that cold, I don't want to step outside at all. Okay, well, we've been talking a little bit. So thank you for joining us on the stream today. We want to get to the main subject matter of the stream. So as you can see the title, Democrats are trying to use dark psychology on Black Americans, right? To vote for them in 2024. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because one of our brothers had made a video about the Democrats and something that he said. And I said, we need to go a little bit deeper into what this brother was saying here. So we're going to cue up the video, let y'all check it out, and then let's talk about it. So let's go ahead and get our subject matter here for today. Give me a second.
For the white Democrats and white progressives who are basically telling black people, well, if you blacks don't get it together and vote for Biden, if Trump wins, we're just going to blame you. You're to blame. Y'all do that every election year. Y'all might as well just come out and say, you blackies better get it together and keep this establishment going so that I can stay comfortable because you know what we could do to you. That's not going to work on us anymore. Once again, y'all don't really want to dismantle the system, you want to reform it. But y'all fail to understand that white supremacy cannot be reformed. And because that y'all know that y'all still benefit from this system because of your whiteness, you want to tell black and brown folks to vote for Biden to keep you comfortable. Y'all really don't care about black and brown folks dying, to be honest, because if y'all did, y'all would be trying to dismantle the system. A lot of the most marginalized have not felt any changes under Obama, under Trump, and under Biden. And that's why I see liberals and conservatives as the same, because liberals are just not radical enough for me. Y'all don't hate white supremacy enough for me. And this is why I do not trust y'all. So if Trump wins, the most marginalized folks are going to do what we've always been doing, living our lives on the margin, going through a never-ending Project 2025, still witnessing lynchings in 2023, still witnessing Jim Crow in 2023. Roe v. Wade is gone. The wall is still being built. Cop cities being built. But since the fascism is going to affect y'all and your whiteness, now y'all are in distress.
All right. So, of course, some things that he said, I'm definitely, not for. He's doing all the black and brown talk. He's talking about abortion, all that sort of thing. That's not the point of this video. Because if you really, we know those issues are not an issue for black people. Because like I said on my podcast, if what you're doing is not putting food on the table, then it's a side quest to me. That's how I look at it. We need tangible things. Definitely we need money. We need money. But the part that I really want to focus on is more so the beginning. And he was saying about how the white liberal is going to basically be angry if black people don't come out and vote to keep them comfortable. Well, what they practice, and I got to go up here to my other screen here. Give me a second. I'm not going to be review y'all comments for a little bit, but I just need to build for a time. What they're practicing is a term called dark psychology, okay? You can look up this term. You can research it yourself. I know some people had the question marks, what you mean by dark psychology? Yes, dark psychology exists. Now, a clear-cut definition of dark psychology is the study of how people use psychological tactics to manipulate and control others. Now, it's relatively a new field that explores the darker aspects of human behavior, including manipulation, deceit, persuasion, coercion, and control. Gaslighting is definitely one of the things that they use as well. The white supremacists is the kings and queens of gaslighting. So how does that relate to Black America and the 2024 election, and even what our brother had just finished talking about outside of the things that I just don't even get down with because it doesn't do anything for black people, what he was talking about? Well, like I mentioned before, the abortion thing, the black and brown, talking about the wall. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me at all. Trust me. Because they tell you, ooh, Trump get it back in there. Okay, Trump said that he going to have the biggest deportation event in American history. That ain't got nothing to do with black Americans. I told y'all, my mantra to a lot of things is not my people, not my problem. I'm not worried about that because that's how other groups act with us. They don't care about us and what happened to us. They only care when it happens to them. Now, we want to go through some of the things and the tactics they use. So the first one, manipulative negotiation techniques, okay? Now, in this approach, individuals use manipulation to gain an advantage during negotiations. This may involve using emotional tactics. What's an emotional tactic? Your ancestors died so you can vote. An emotional tactic. False information. What is false information? The Georgia voting law, that's like Jim Crow all over again. And then when you look into the Georgia voting law, it was nothing like Jim Crow, right? Or strategic deception to achieve their goals. What is strategic deception? The shields. Using somebody black to parrot their information because they're using somebody black to deceive you. That's the con. Because if they use themselves, then it may not work. Or another strategic deception is, well, if you don't vote, the Republicans get your vote. No, you didn't get my vote. The Republicans didn't get my vote either. Nobody got it. It doesn't mean if I don't vote for you, it goes to them. That is a strategic deception. What is another great strategic deception? Vote blue no matter who. Why are you telling me to vote blue no matter who? So if Satan himself was on the ballot, just because he's a Democrat, I'm supposed to vote for Satan himself? Just because he's a Democrat. That's all it takes for you to vote for evil. Like if freaking Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, or anybody else was on the ballot, just because they Democrats, vote for them, right? Let's give an example. Let's say, for instance, imagine a car salesman who falsely claims that another buyer is interested in the same vehicle you're considering, pressuring you into making a quick decision. Now, do they pressure you all the time about voting Democrat? How many times have you said, you know what, I just kind of want to see the issues. I want to see who's on both sides, right? Who's on both sides? I may not like now one of y'all. No, you got to vote. You got to vote. Here's your t-shirt to vote. Get your I voted sticker. They always do this mess. Okay, so that's just one aspect of dark psychology. What is the next aspect here of dark psychology? And one of the big ones they use on black people, I think more than anything else, the guilt trip power move. Make sure you're writing this down. Now, dark psychologists, a lot of the Democrats or Democrat shields, employ this sympathy play to make people feel guilty, compelling them to do what the manipulator desires. The technique exploits emotions to achieve their objectives. A classic example is someone who plays on your emotions, making you feel responsible for their unhappiness to get what they want. Classic example of what that brother was just talking about. And I'll stop right there just to go back here to my comments here and just kind of look at what y'all are talking about. What that brother was talking about was the guilt trip power move more than anything, and they use that one more than anything else. Now, black Americans aren't the only people that can vote in this country. White Americans can vote, Hispanic, Asian, Arab, Native American, whoever group you want to talk about can vote in elections. But they only want to guilt trip black Americans about voting because your ancestors died. What they'll use to make you feel guilty, they'll put a bunch of pictures up of them getting holes with the water hoses, the dogs biting them. Oh, they're showing you images of Martin Luther King, and they'll talk about Rosa Parks, and they'll show all these images to you to guilt you. But these other groups, they can't do that to, because other groups didn't have to fight for no voting rights or anything like that, like black people. So that is the perfect ploy to do this to black Americans. And that has worked for a long time. It has worked. Now we have a new group of black Americans who say, that don't work no more. And that's the problem. That's the problem. They can't use their dark psychology with the guilt trip power move on you no more. When you hear anybody tell you your ancestors died, understand they're using dark psychology against you. And who they're using it for? The Democrat Party. All these Democrat shields, Boulay Martin in the gang, and all the ones with him, he's using dark psychology and manipulation and gaslighting, all dark psychology, to get you to go out and vote Democrat. Because he never could tell you a concrete policy. He never could say, hey, we vote for Democrats for reparations. We're going to get cash payment reparations. We're going to get this anti-black hate crime bill. It's never about what the Democrats are going to do for black Americans. It's always, let's use the guilt trip power move as a form of dark psychology against black Americans. But then after we are conned and manipulated, we feel stupid, because anytime you're conned, manipulated, finessed, you're going to feel stupid in the end, and you're going to get angry, because that same group of people never goes to whites and any other group and try to do the same thing to them. They bring them tangibles. You understand? They understand if I don't bring them tangibles, they're not going to vote for me, especially the white community. They're not going to vote unless you give them something. I told you before, the reason why black America is in the condition that it's in is just not white supremacy, no matter what form you want to talk about it. It is these black folk, okay, that's using dark psychology against you to bring you to the feet of the Democrat Party. Your Jasmine Crockett's out there, Boulay Martin, Tamika Mallory, and all them type of people. You can name them all. You know who they are. I ain't got to name them people. I'm only just speaking to people that had the biggest mouths. And some people say, you mentioned Boulay Martin a lot. Yeah, because his mouth is loud. So I'm going to mention the loud mouths a little bit more than others. Some people not as loud as others, right? If you're sitting up there paying attention to anything that he has to say at this point, you want to be conned. That's how I look at it, because there's way too much information. We have too much history. Even Boulay Martin can't even deliver a vote for Democrats in Louisiana. Nobody showed up. You know why nobody showed up? Because black America has woke up to the dark psychology. They have not allowed them to play that no more. They say, oh, no. This is a business transaction. You understand? It's like me. I'm not going to sit down with anybody talking about, Phil, let's do some business. And I sit down with them and I give them everything, and it's nothing in return for me. Nobody would make that kind of business arrangement. So why would you make that business arrangement with a politician or a political party? Well, the reason why you've been doing it for so long is the dark psychology method of guilt trip power move. Let me guilt trip you about your ancestors, show you these images to garner feelings of emotion and sadness, and feel like I'm going to let those people down. Those people, look, regardless of what you say, the majority of them people not here anymore, and the few that is here, they older and comfortable, okay? Let's call it what it is. The majority of people that you've seen in them pictures, Martin isn't here anymore, Malcolm isn't here anymore, Rosa Parks isn't here anymore, Medgar Evers isn't here anymore. You can just name people, all these leaders that we talk about. They're not here. And I don't think they would be telling us today, go out and vote for no reason. I don't think they would tell us that. They want us to have some sort of tangibles. Now, I'm looking at this comment that says the majority of black women will vote for Biden way off code. Well, I will say that there's a good amount of black women that are sick and tired, though. That's what you don't know. There's a black women that I've talked to that even said, I know that this is going to scare y'all. I know, because y'all, they even black women talking about they'll vote for Trump. Oh my God, Phil said that? Yes, there are some black women that will vote for Trump, especially black women of upward mobility, especially black women who are business owners, or your black women who's making high income, oh yeah, there are black women that vote Republican and don't say anything. They better not say anything because this community will ostracize you if you do that. And it's not that these black women love the Republican Party like that. They don't. It's not that they support Trump and all their antics. They don't. But they support the policies that will keep money in their back pocket that they work for. Because you work for all this stuff you work for as a black person coming from the bottom, and then you get up higher and realize how much, if you don't have someone to advocate against just taxing you to death, right, for your hard work, the Democrats believe in taxing folks. That's all they believe in. So it's a lot of black women that's making a lot of money now. Do you think those black women want to give up their money to freaking taxes so Biden go give it to the migrants? Taking black women's money and giving it to them. Y'all better get out of that. Not all black women is on social programs. Please. Move around. Get out your neighborhood. Not all black women live like that. Man, trust me, I see black women all the time doing very well in society. These black women drive all kind of cars. They had their hair laid, their nails is fixed, everything they got going on. Folks rolling their eyes at them. And they want to keep their money in their back pocket. Those same black women don't like when they hear that Biden is sitting up here wanting to send $80 billion to the freaking IRS. When they could have sent $80 billion to reparations. I'm just saying, so please don't put that all on black women, sir. But you know what one person said, Trump and Biden both suck. I don't care if they both suck. I don't care. See, in black women and black men know what I'm talking about. In business, it's not about if you like the person or not. I can care less. All I care about is what I'm going to get out of you for what I got going on. And the black community should only be concerned about what we're going to get out of the deal. No, I don't care about nobody's personality. I don't have to live with you. You don't live with Trump. You don't live with Biden. You don't live with nobody. All you should care about is their policies. Is it going to help you or hurt you? That's it. That's it. I don't care about nobody's color. Don't care. I don't care about nobody's gender. I don't care about nobody's sexual orientation. I don't care. All I care about is this. What are you going to do for my community? How is it going to benefit us in any way, shape, or form? That's all I care about at this point. That's when you get to the point of political maturity. But let's continue. So the next step is social scalping. Now they say dark psychologists exaggerate their contributions and favors to others to accumulate social exchange credits beyond what they deserve. They say this exploits the I'm getting tongue-tied today. This exploits the reciprocity principle, making it difficult for others to refuse their request. For instance, a colleague may remind you of every small favor they've done for you, making you feel obligated to do more in return. Now, don't that sound like the Democrat Party? Well, you know, we support reparations, you know, and you wouldn't get reparations if we don't support it. So you better come vote for us because those Republicans, you know what they're going to do to you. Hey, we talk about diversity, equity, inclusion programs. Those Republicans, you see, they're trying to take it away. So you better come vote for us. And then when you start studying what diversity, equity, and inclusion programs are, do you know diversity, equity, inclusion is just a remix of affirmative action? Now, let's talk about that for a minute. Because I've seen some people tell me about, well, Phil, the Republicans going to take the DEI programs away. Do you know who DEI programs benefit the most? Do you know? I'm going to give you a small hint. It's not Black Americans. I'll give you that much of a hint. Just like affirmative action didn't benefit Black Americans like that. Who was the number one beneficiary of affirmative action? They are the number one beneficiary of diversity, equity, inclusion programs too. Who was that group of people that benefit the most and their gender? Who? I'll wait. Y'all tell me. I'll wait in the chat. Who is the most beneficial in diversity, equity, inclusion programs? Who? Oh, there you go. Kip DR said it. White women. No, not white people, not white men. Nope. White women. White women hold more positions with DEI programs, diversity, equity, inclusion programs. Not black women, not black men, not black people, white women. Y'all black folks are still fighting for DEI, but yet you're fighting for Becky to be using you to get ahead when she didn't get bit by dogs. She wasn't on no tree. She didn't go through what you went through. Matter of fact, if you read the book, They Were Her Property, 40% of the slaves in America during slavery were owned by the same women that's benefiting from DEI programs. So I don't care if the Republicans take it away. Just like I said about affirmative action. Take it away. It's not benefiting black Americans anyway. Dr. Claude Anderson told us that too, long time ago. Affirmative action don't benefit black folk. It don't. So why are you fighting for something that benefit the group of people that's always finesse things to stay ahead? Now, the original affirmative action was supposed to benefit us, but they finessed it and changed it so their women can worm their way in and take the benefits that belong to us and funnel it right back to their community. Because those women are going home to their men. So they get the benefits of white supremacy and the benefits of DEI, affirmative action. So the reason why their men is upset with them is because their men can only benefit from white supremacy, but they can't come double dip in the DEI affirmative action programs. That's really what so their men is like, well, we're going to get rid of it because they can't double dip. You understand what I'm saying? But their women can double dip. So y'all stop defending DEI programs. Actually listen to even other black women tell you about that. They'll tell you in the end, there's more of them leading DEI than black women is. So I say let it go. If it's not benefiting my people, let it go. Yeah, like the situation with the Asian Americans. They thought that they was going to try to hurt us about affirmative action. They ended up turning right back on them. Now the folks could benefit with the legacy admissions. Yeah, Vroom. Yeah, the white men and the white women. Look, they could fight all day. Not my people, not my problem. And that's the mantra y'all need to keep in 2024. Not my people, not my problem. I'm going to focus on what we got going on because we got plenty of business that we need to be tending to. We get involved in everybody's crap. And you're talking about Juliana Margulies, right? She mad because we won't get involved in something that has nothing to do with black America. I said that a long time ago. If it has nothing to do with black America, if it has nothing to do with the African diaspora, I'm not involved with it. Now, if it's an individual from another community that showed themselves as a true ally of the black community, I'll support that individual. No matter what community they come from, I'll support that individual. Not their group, that individual. Okay? That's why I'm at with it. I don't have time to be worrying about other issues and problems that's not my own. We got reparations we're trying to get. We're trying to deal with gentrification. All over the world, we're trying to deal with that, right? I'm talking about in black areas. We got to worry about education, safety, what's going on in the Congo. We got so many different things that we could talk about. We don't have time for that. Somebody talking about RFK. Listen, the moment RFK said he didn't agree with cash payment reparations, I was like, done with him. I don't want to hear you. How I feel about reparations is how the folks feel about the Second Amendment. If they hear any politician say they're against the Second Amendment, say, I don't want to hear you. And that's why I'm at with it. If you're not talking about cash payment reparations, don't want to hear you. Listen, you need my vote. I don't need you. Y'all need to understand and tell them politicians that. You need my vote. I don't need you. I work every day. I'm feeding my family without you. I don't need you. You the one coming around asking for a vote. I'm not. I don't have to waste my gas, all my time voting for you. So if I'm going to do it, I got to get something out the deal. And black folks, stop with all that. Oh, black and brown folks. No. Even so-called brown people don't call themselves brown. Some of them do, but not all. But their issues are their issues. We don't have no expertise in their issues. We need to refocus on black issues. It doesn't mean we hate people. No, we don't. Hey, you going through a problem? Hey, I'm praying for you. We hope y'all figure that out. But we need to focus our energy into what black folks got going on. Because when other groups of people get tangible resources, they don't say, hey, what about my black brothers and sisters here? What about look, the Asian community, right? When they got that COVID-19 bill, they didn't say, hey, wait a minute. What about the black community? The black community been going through it for a long time, so shouldn't they be added to this bill? What was Representative Grace Ming and all of them, right? She didn't say, hey, what about the black people? It should be the Asian and black hate crime bill. No, they have proven that time and time again, when they get access to any kind of protection or resources, they never look out for their black brothers and sisters. But when they have a problem, all of a sudden, hey, we marginalized like you guys. We're minorities. That's like, hold hands. Look how racist white people are. Until they get something, then all of a sudden they like, oh, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and go to work. Huh? So we've woke up to the finesse. That's all, right? Yes, quid pro quo. Quid pro quo, right. So I'll checking you out what y'all saying. Let me get back to my screen here I'm looking at. So let's talk about another aspect, and we have seen this a lot because Democrats believe in this more than anything else. Another tactic of dark psychology is suppressing dissent. Now, they say leaders may discredit or dismiss dissenting opinions within the group, ensuring members remain loyal to the group's commands and beliefs. This could involve labeling dissenters as traitors or outsiders. Now, how does that work? Well, they believe in deplatforming people that really went at them, or they don't label you a traitor, they label you a conspiracy theorist. That's what they label you, right? Now, I know Alex Jones, and we know who he is, has said some craziness, but some of the things Alex Jones said actually happened. I mean, he called it years ago. I was like, wow, that actually happened. Alex Jones is actually right. And he was the one I could say they went after the big time, was the Alex Jones, right? And they were so upset that Alex Jones got back on X, or formerly known as Twitter. Oh, they was upset because that's what they believe. They don't want their ideas challenged in any kind of way. He said, I'm looking at Mini Mike here. Say, oh, you're getting a Democrat tears mug. They say, oh, Bowling Ball Martin tears because it's going to be a sad Democrats in 2024. Even Walker versus Warnock was close. Yeah, Herschel doggone Walker almost beat Warnock. And he had to have Obama and everybody else come out for him. If they'd have let Warnock just run this campaign, Herschel Walker would have won. Herschel doggone Walker would have won that state. They was that close. So black folks right now, and how sour they are on the Democrat Party, but they don't like to be challenged. They really don't. They want to just have you be quiet, don't say nothing. They don't want you to say nothing to even other black people, because you may not be a Democrat shield per se, but you also, some of you who could even come in that chat, could be you trying to use dark psychology on others, trying to say, oh, are you a Republican? That's something else they use. It's a form of gaslighting, which is dark psychology. They're trying to get you to get defensive about being a Republican, right? Because in the black community, being a Republican is a sin, even though it's not in the Bible, but being a Republican is a sin. When they come up to you and tell you, oh, you just a Republican, you know what you say, so what? If I was, what you gonna do about it? If I was, what you gonna do about it? If I want to go vote Republican, I'll go vote for him. You're not gonna do nothing about it but complain. Don't ever let them get you in a, see, the best way to deal with the dark psychology is hit it hard with truth. Truth is always the best defense and coming at people when they're coming at you, right? It's simple answers. Oh, well, you talking about Republicans, what they gonna do for black people? What they gonna do for black people? Well, at this point, the same thing Democrats have been doing for black people, nothing. What's the next thing you're gonna say? Well, at least Democrats, they support, diversity, and you see they support Asians and blacks and LGBT and all that. Uh-huh. Yes, but those black people can't advocate for black people. They have to be black faces continuing white supremacy. They can't do nothing for black people other than they can just get a check. They have to be a good boy and good girl. You understand what I'm saying? They can't go out and do nothing for the people. We got all these black folks have the most political representation outside of white people in this country. Black people do. And out of all that political capital that we have, right? We haven't moved the needle on nothing. Our home ownership rate is only 1.5% higher than it was during the civil rights movement. But yet we got all these black politicians and our home ownership rate is in the toilet. If black Americans could buy homes, that is an asset. That is something you can even pass down to your children. You want to get some sort of land and property that you could pass down, or you could sell it and get a bigger home, etc. Real estate is a big thing for black Americans to have. Black Americans rent more because we're not getting qualified for homes. And that can be easily done without even Congress. See, if the Democrats actually cared about black Americans, right, and they really wanted to prove something, Biden could go through the FHA and make it literally so easy for black folks to get a home. One thing Biden could do if he really wanted to help black Americans, he could say this: I'm going to reduce the down payment for FHA, and I'm going to reduce the percentage of debt to income ratio. Those two guidelines. Let's say if they reduce the down payment to 1.5%, 1%, and debt to income ratio due to the economy, let's lower it down to 25%. That's the most you can have is 25% on debt to income. That alone would actually help black Americans. That alone. See, I'm not even the president, and I came up with a solution that Biden, if he wanted to, could do today. He don't need approval of Congress to do anything I'm saying. Don't let them lie to you and say, well, only Congress can fix. Man, that's a lie. Just like the FDA, Biden can go over there tomorrow and say, hey, all the foods on the shelf, they can't have no food dyes, no nothing. It can't have that. All that excessive salt and sugar, they got to go. Regulations come in. Matter of fact, all the food on the shelf got to be organic. It can't be processed. And if it is processed, it's going to be minimally processed, not complete processed. If he really cared about the country and the people, he can do it. If you don't want to give me reparations right now, go do what I said about FHA and get people from renting to owning. Like our grandparents owned their home. Our grandparents didn't rent anything. They owned. You're right, JMC Clinton 8. The Dems could help us with discrimination in jobs, banking, housing, education, etc. And this country would be so much better, and they won't. It's true. America loses trillions of dollars a year due to racism. They can regulate the banking industry through the Consumer Protection Financial Bureau. Biden could go in and make them audit the banks. He said, hey, I want all these banks audited to see what business loans and home loans, how many they giving to whoever. And if we see this big disparity, we gonna go through their books and find out why they rejected. And if they are rejecting based off discrimination, we gonna hit them with so much fines that they're not gonna be able to get out of it. You threaten them and say, look, if we find out you discriminating, you got to pay $1 trillion in fines. $1 trillion. Oh, the banks would be nervous if they heard that. They'd be scrambling to give black folks a home loan so they don't get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Instead of always manipulating black folk through dark psychology to vote for you, do something for black folk. And that way, black folk will actually come out. Now listen, do you remember Biden had that Lift Every Voice plan? Do you remember that? I read that plan completely. He said that he was going to provide $15,000 down payment assistance for homes. All his administration, he ain't put down no program to do $15,000 down payment assistance. And he can easily do it through the FHA program. And he hasn't done it. So I don't want to hear talk about what the Democrats can't do and the Republicans, oh, they blocking this, they blocking that. It's a lot the president can do. A lot. Hell, when Trump got in office, day one, Trump went to doing things. And then what a lot of black people say, like, wow, look at what Trump did. He did that quick. Why freaking Obama didn't do that? He was always talking about Congress won't let me do this, Congress won't let me do that, and then Trump get in there just doing things. But all we heard was excuses from Obama. And I saw some of y'all yesterday in the chat or after the fact. You can't be talking about Obama. Yes, I can. He's the greatest failure ever. Yes, I can. He didn't do nothing for Black America. Black America made a movement to go out and register to vote and vote for him. And he was the biggest disappointment. The only people that benefited off of him the most, I can say his lasting legacy, well, three things. I can say his lasting legacy well, there's a couple of things even bad. One, he brought the LGBT to the forefront. He's the only president that promoted LGBT like that. No other president in America put up the LGBT flag on the White House. Nobody did that. He brought all that up. It was him. He's the one that pushed all this stuff about, even though he was deporting more people than anybody else, but he's the one that did the DACA situation. It was him. It was also him that made it harder and more requirements with FHA he raised it to 3.5% to put down for a home loan, even though it wasn't the people's fault what happened with the housing crisis. It wasn't the people's fault, but he punished the people with that 3.5%. And we know the average American don't hold on to money like that due to the way this country works. He did that. Now, the Affordable Care Act, I will give him credit on that. Let me tell you the part I'm going to give him credit on. I do agree with him putting in your children can stay on your insurance till you're 26. I do agree that they can't just, get rid of you or not give you insurance for pre-existing health conditions. That's the two things I agree. The other thing I didn't agree with that same thing is penalizing somebody for not having insurance. If you give everybody universal health care, it wouldn't be an issue. They could have did universal health care because when they did the Affordable Care Act, they could have did it. They had Democrats in the House, Democrats in the Senate, and he was the president. He could have did universal health care. If y'all want to get mad why America don't have universal health care, talk to the Obama and the Democrats at that time. They could have did it. Yeah, he said, Darnell says, Malcolm X told us about the left already. Well, to me, yeah, they both the same. Malcolm warned about both of them. If Obama wanted to fight for black people, he could have did reparations. But he didn't want to do it. So I don't look at Barack Obama in this high light. Remember, Barack Obama is the reason why we got Donald Trump, and nobody likes to talk about that. He's the reason we got Trump. So please. Okay, Major Lazar. Hold on, let me go back to that person. Where you at? Hold on, did you delete your comment? You just said you had a problem with criticizing Obama. Why? Why do you have a problem with criticizing Obama? He did. That's the problem. When Tavis Smiley, and I think was it Dr. Cornel West at the time, was taking Obama to task, a lot of y'all in this black community had went at Tavis Smiley and them. Y'all are mad at them for calling out Obama for what he was not doing for the black community. Y'all are so angry with them. And then now you look back at it, and now you got people saying, oh, yeah, they was right about Obama. Oh, yeah, after he's out of office, now you want to agree with them? You know, when people come out so hard, try to advocate for black America, and y'all attack them, that makes a person like, I don't want to say nothing no more. Prime example, Ice Cube, right? Ice Cube, last election cycle, 2020, talk about the contract with black America. So many black folks attacked Ice Cube, including Boulay Martin, those cocktails with queens and all that. They were trying to just pick it apart. Oh, well, it don't say what sections for black women. He's like, it's a contract of black America. That includes black men and women. No. We need a section just for black women. I'm like, and he had this look on his face like, what? That was so dumb. You got people who was attacking that brother. That brother had no reason to take his time away from his movies and his company and everything he's got going on to come advocate for black America and look at the way black America acted with him. And now, do you see Ice Cube saying much anymore? No. And I don't blame him. I don't blame Ice Cube at all. I don't. So many times y'all have complained, why don't these celebrities come say nothing? And one did, and he was attacked. He went to so many people's shows, even on the internet. He didn't just like do mainstream media. Most of these celebrities don't even come talk to nobody. So don't sit up here and say, why don't quote unquote celebrities who have more of a platform come speak for the community or advocate for the community when you attack him like that. Then y'all got mad and he said that he wanted to talk to Trump too. Oh, that's when y'all really got mad. And Trump people actually had a small conversation with him. Biden just brushed him off and said, oh yeah, I'll talk to you after the election. And did he have a conversation with Biden? No. Trump actually know Ice Cube. So it would have been much of an issue probably for them to have a conversation. But Biden? But that's what y'all wanted though. Y'all wanted Biden and now this is what you get. The order today says it was terrible how our community did Ice Cube. Ice Cube had a very interesting, good plan. And that plan didn't even come from Ice Cube himself. He sat down with many people to help do that, who knew what was going on in Black America. But because, I have to say at that time period, because today's a different temperature, but at that time period, black folks were so Democrat. All your humped in, Democrat this, Democrat that, everything freaking Democrat. Nobody can tell you nothing. When you're in business, you look at all your options. You don't just go one way. Do you know why we have a monopoly law in the United States? We have a monopoly law because when you only have one company, for instance, AT&T used to be the only phone company you can get at one point in time. This is going back, and some of y'all around my age group, you know what I'm talking about. It was AT&T. If you didn't have AT&T, you wouldn't have nothing. Because you could only get AT&T, they can jack the prices up on you. They can treat you bad with customer service. They can do whatever they want to do to you because you have nowhere else to go. They don't have to compete. They don't have to do anything. So they made a law like that in the United States to break up monopolies because monopolies isn't good. So if you remember when the government broke up that monopoly AT&T had, and then you start seeing all these Bell South this and all this different companies that they offshoots of their company because they had to break up. And then they start having more competition. They come up for phones. right? So let's take it to a modern day time. If Verizon was the only cell phone company, Verizon can do whatever they want to you. But because you have Verizon, T-Mobile, what's some other phone companies that's out there? Because I don't use too many of them companies. I know because Sprint got absorbed with T-Mobile now, right? So I can't call them out. But let's just say Verizon and T-Mobile just off the top of my head, right? I know AT&T. Yeah, AT&T do cell phones. So when you have multiple companies, then they have to compete for your business. That's good for the consumer. This guy say, I'll give you a special, come over here. Hey, I'll lower my price if you come over here. They're competing for your business. But politically, what black people have done is you went with the monopoly, which is the Democrats. So that's why the Democrats don't do nothing for black people, because you feel that's the only political party in town. So you have been that hunkering in with the Democrats that even the Republicans don't even try. Now they kind of trying because a lot of black men are starting to go that route now. A lot of black men starting to, because they're kind of seeing that there's no place in the Democrat Party for black men. Either they be politically independent or black men are going to the right. Not because they like Trump, not because they like their ideal. There's certain things that the Republicans push that black men can agree with. And we can care less about racism. Racism is an issue, but you're not going to get me to vote for you just because you say, oh, I fight for racism, and you never prove that you fight for racism. Because at the end of the day, we deal with racism every day in this country. But, okay, he may not like me, but is paper getting put in my pocket? That's all I care about. Am I feeding my kids? Am I putting clothes on my kids' back? Am I keeping a roof over my head? See, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Food on the table, that's all that matters to me. And with a lot of black men, we understand that. We work with racist bosses, supervisors, CEOs are racist. Do we quit our jobs because they're racist? No. We avoid them people. We speak to them minimally. We go do our job, collect our check, and go home. We don't, oh, he's racist. I'm not going to work there. Now, if he says the N-word, oh, we about to get paid. Oh, we getting paid now. Because now we're going to go to the government. We're going to go to the Equal Opportunity Employment Commission. We're going to go there and let them sue them and get paid for their racism. But even though we know about that undercover racism, we're not going to quit our job over it, because we got bills to pay as black men. So when it comes to politics in this country, if something's going to benefit my bottom line and your bottom line, then that's all that matters at the end of the day. Tangible resources. That's all that matters. Okay, this person talking about, he said, as much as I have issue with Boule Martin, he's the one that connected Ice Cube with black activists and got him educated. Boule Martin can't educate nobody. He don't know anything. If he was so educated, why he can't explain why there's so much voter apathy in the black community? Why? He can't explain that. Boule Martin cannot deliver votes for the Democrat Party. He can't. And did you watch the interview? He was attacking Ice Cube, attacking him. He wasn't supportive of him. He was attacking him the whole time. Like, don't come over advocating for that liar, because like I said, anyway. We'll say no party, none of the above people are voting in fear with no positive results. Yeah, nobody ain't voting for no fear. You can't tell me, oh, Trump gonna get you, Trump gonna get you. They ain't worried about no dog on Trump. Trump ain't bothering me, and he ain't bothering you either. Oh, there's another one, y'all. Uh-oh, I read it cook. So they said, this sounds dumb. You're saying that you'll go to the government if your boss says, I guess say the N-word? Yeah, I sure would, because I'm filing a lawsuit so I can get paid. It's not because of my feelings. It's because if you say some racist stuff to me, I'm getting paid. You better understand, dealing with me, I'm all about cashing the check. I believe in making racists pay. You doggone right I go to the government, because guess what? I pay taxes. So you doggone right I'm going to the government. I'm not ashamed to go to the government about anything that I pay. I pay a lot of taxes. So yes, I'm going to the government. Let's continue. But if you don't vote for people to uphold EO policies, you are screwed. I'm not screwed. I'm not screwed at all, because we have a 1964 Civil Rights Act on top of that, okay? And the Civil Rights Act, I can get on a private attorney and file if I want to file and get paid. So there you go. No, I don't have to support Democrats when I have a 1964 Civil Rights Act. Nobody's even touching that. You see them. I told y'all them little manipulation tactics they try to use. Did I tell y'all about that? I told you was gonna see it in the chat. I told you. I told you when we started this, you was gonna see that in the chat. JC, you need to be about your paper too, brother. Look, or whoever you are, I don't know. The problem with black people is that we fear abundance. We talk about, the blessings of God. Well, if you're talking about the blessings of God, poverty isn't the blessings of God. It's not. If you are racist toward me and you work for a multi-million-dollar corporation, you're going to pay me for being racist. And that way, the next black person, you will think twice before you open your mouth. Oh, yes. Yes, don't say nothing racist to me and I know you got a bag. Oh, no, I'm getting it. Do not, listen, black folks spent $1.6 trillion last year. Black folks like money. Yes, they do. Y'all just, some of y'all have this attitude, we don't want to talk about that, be benevolent and be lowly. No. Be humble, yes. But don't be afraid to make racists pay for their racism. Don't feel bad if you work hard and you have something. Don't feel bad. Why? You worked for it. You didn't steal it. You worked. Poverty is not of the Lord. Y'all 100% right on that. Well, Anna, I agree with you too, that even with tangibles, you're not going to support them. Well, it's kind of like you're in a relationship, the person been doing you wrong the whole time, and they do something nice for you one time. No, they have to repeatedly do it, right? Well, Timothy, I would not do that. He says debate Boule Martin. I won't do that. I don't debate sassy men. I don't do that. And I'm a firm believer of this, I didn't come up with this statement, of course not, but I think it's Dr. John Henry Clark said this. He said, I debate my equals, all others I teach. I don't really want to debate an equal. That's a waste of my time. While I'm debating you, I'm not doing something over here that can be more productive. I don't have time to intellectual penis measuring. I don't want to do that. That's entertainment. I ain't got time for that. If I want to do some entertainment, I'll do it with my entertainment channel. I'm not doing that. I'll focus on entertainment that we can put on our app or something, right? I don't have, listen, my time is precious. Thank you, Lee. My time is precious. So if I'm going to appropriate my time, it's not going to be wasted. Listen, talking or debating Boule Martin is like me debating this power charger. After I talk all day long at this power charger, it's still going to be a power charger. It's not going to change. That's what's going to be equivalent to debating Boule Martin. This right here, a waste of time and energy when all in the end is still going to be a power charger. He's still going to be a Democrat lackey in the end. He's older, okay? When people get certain ages, they stuck in their ways. That's his bread and butter, is being a Boule member. That's what he do. He can't switch up this late in the game. So that's a waste of time. That is a waste of time. I have got more testimonies on my podcast from Black American people that they have listened to me for a year, couple of months, and they have seen the light. I'd rather take my time to do that than waste 30 minutes to an hour talking to somebody that's not going to change anything. So no, you will never see that out of me. No, I'm not going to do it. That's a waste of my time. I don't have time to waste. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we right on time. Thank you for joining us on the live stream today. I hope if you came later, rewind, check it out. I want to thank everybody who has joined us on the African Diaspora News Channel app. Give y'all a hand clap for that. Greatly appreciate that. Make sure to continue to download the app and join us there. You know, you can just, once you download it, click a video, it'll tell you sign in, or they have a thing that say create account to the right of that. Once you create account, fill that out, submit that, choose the membership you would like. You can do a year membership, which is great. You can do a quarterly membership, which is every 3 months, or you can do a monthly membership, whatever you choose. We're trying to hit our 10,000 members, let's say on the app. That's our goal for 2024, 10,000 members. Now, I would love to have 1.6 million members on our app, but that's a one-stop shop for everything. Everything we have right there. You ain't got to go looking for different channels. You ain't got to go do all that. It's a one-stop shop. I had some people tell me, well, I canceled my YouTube membership and I'm going to join you over there. Perfect. That's even good for us too, right? But we got to build that up. We got to, right? Because we don't know what's going to go on. You know, like I said, this particular channel before was deleted before for 3 days, you know, but what if we'd have never got it back? You know, so we got to have a place where we know we're in control, we're paying for it, right? Our domain, everything is ours. So download it in the Google Play and Apple App Store. So thank y'all for listening on the stream today, and we'll see y'all next time.